Okay, we are live. You're driving, by the way.
Great. Are you ready, Big Dave?
I'm ready.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
feel like you're a kid in a candy store with all these gadgets.
Well,
We have 8 million gadgets.
that was fun. I'm a bit of a lollygagger when it comes to this stuff. I like it to be right.
You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk before you run.
I get that, but at the same time, this is not a high-tech setup.
It's not. It looks high tech on my credit card.
We are running this through Morgan P. LLC, by the way.
Okay.
But I agree with you. Let's crawl before we walk. Look, this is me crawling.
I don't want to see the bill of a walk or a run.
Wait till you see us start sprinting.
Okay, sing the intro song.
Welcome to the show, Seriously, with Morgan and David.
That was horrible. I'll try again.
Da, 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 da. No, that's the Dancing with the Stars theme tune.
No, it wasn't. You didn't have the right tone. And?
No, the song is Seriously with Morgan and Dave.
I like that.
Cool. And Harley.
Yeah, our producer Harley Danielson is in the room.
Hey, little hip,
cute as a button.
little hip hop for his intro.
How do we sound, Hars?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so obviously we're doing a podcast, and can I tell you that this has been building up for a while? We've been talking about it for a while. We had a really big brainstorm session when we were on our honeymoon, honeyversary in the pool in Punta Cana, and the name of the show is
Seriously.
Seriously? And how did this come to be, Dave?
We had a little shared note going on in Apple Notes. We had a few ideas written down, and none of them were vibing. We were just like, too cheesy. I thought I had one. Like 3 months ago, I thought I had one.
Oh, yeah, you did think that you had one.
I don't even remember what it was.
Tea in America.
Tea
It's called Tea in America.
Tea in America with Morgan and Dave.
And the best part is that Dave was so excited about the name, which I understand the name because you are half British, half South African. You're blood, right?
And I'm in America.
Right. And, I pop culture aficionado, like the tea. So you were like just trying to make a play on all the words, right?
Right. And like a lot of the things that are amusing to your audience are the things that I like are very new to me in America, and like cultural differences and just experiences being freshly in America, fresh off the boat. Why is that so funny?
I'm just laughing because, like, as you sit here and try to explain it, where I was going with the story is that you had that same explanation one day when we were driving in the car,
I remember that
videotaped
conversation.
it. I videotaped it, and I sent it to who our boss is here on the podcast, and he was like, "I don't get it." Like, as you're saying it, I mean, I do get it, but I just think it was too niche.
It's too limited, and I think the whole idea of trying to squeeze the word tea into everything within your thing is just
silly.
too much now.
Silly.
The whole idea of like, oh, spill the tea, whatever.
The whole idea of it.
I was trying to design merch for you that had like tea in it, and it's just like
Overdone.
it's stale now.
honestly.
And Harley, I really hope that that's not on camera, you dirty dog.
He's licking his you-know-what.
We figured we'd keep him in the shot. Look,
Well, he physically can't leave now because he's trapped in by all of our equipment, and now he's licking our equipment.
but he's the producer.
He is the
I'm the
producer.
tech guy as well. So I've got everything under wraps here, and Morgan's driving
the bus. Yes,
bus.
David let me know 6 times before he started pressing the play button. You're driving the bus.
I've got one topic to contribute to today's episode.
Okay.
And I'm quite excited about it.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Why did you want to do a podcast with me?
There's actually quite a few reasons.
Can I tell you that I have a theory? Because
Yeah.
I actually don't know why you wanted to really do a podcast with me.
Okay, let's
We
hear
never
it.
have had this conversation.
Cool. Let's hear it. I'm excited about that.
My theory on why you were so keen to do a podcast with me is for this setup right here. Techie Dave would love to get on Amazon and buy the hard drives and buy the mic stands and buy the lights and buy the cameras. And I feel like that is what you were more excited about than actually doing a podcast with me.
You're not wrong about that. That's a big part of it. I would say the other thing is, one, I've seen your podcast grow, and I also have a full-time job for a company that our customers are creators, and I've seen how successful they can be, and I've seen where this world of media is going. And when I heard your network give us a bit of, they were look, I think you guys should do something together. That was the seed, and I was heck yeah, let's just do it. And I think if we just commit to recording a bunch of episodes and seeing where it goes from there, that'll be it. But I overthink everything. So I think the fact that I'm doing it with you is, one, you're going to smack me over the ear when I need to be smacked over the ear, which you've done multiple times in the setup to this. But I also think it's cool for us to be working on something together.
That's nice.
Yeah. Because I like the flexibility that you've got. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of the things that you've done.
All right. We're not going to get into all the mushy gushies. Go upstairs, get the vows.
Why do you want to do this?
Well, because I can acknowledge that people like you probably more than they like me. Not literally, but people are obsessed with you. On my page are always we need more Dave. I mean, the accent speaks for itself. I think you're the funniest person that I know.
Wow. What a great honor. Thank you.
So the stakes are high, because if you're not funny, then this is not going to go over very well.
But the interesting thing is, and we know this about me, is that as soon as you put me in front of a camera or mic,
you're a totally different person.
The tap turns off.
Yeah.
And it's going to take me a while to
loosen up. Well, I will tell you, you should be loosened up by now, because did you know for this first ever podcast episode, you decided to wear the pants where there's a huge hole in your crotch?
If I'm not wearing white undies, you can't really tell. So hopefully I'm not wearing white undies today. Otherwise I'll sit like this. I've got no idea what that camera looks like from here anyway. So talking about walking, that's walking. I can't see that camera. So
yeah, I can't see it either. But that's also because you've had something going on with your eye.
But that's not the reason. It's just too far away.
What's the situation going on with your eye?
When I was 27, I got really, really bad chickenpox, very severe. Doctors were pretty concerned. I had lesions from my head to toe. Yeah, even there. And some of them were on my eye. And the virus has basically started reactivating inside my eye. And I have a lesion on my cornea. And I can't see. I have 20/20 vision in my right eye and not 20/20 vision in my left eye.
Did you get... Because I've never known anybody to have adult chickenpox. You're the first person I ever have come across.
So
I mean, it's not a topic of conversation, right? You go to a house party and you're like, have you ever had adult chickenpox? Or
right.
How old were you when you got chickenpox?
It was gnarly. It was crazy.
We weren't dating then, were we? We were in communication.
We were in communication. I had moved to England in 2016. And in 2017, I got chickenpox because I remember I was 27. On the second visit to the emergency room, the doctor said to me, if you get dizzy, you need to call an ambulance because that means that your spinal cord is infected. He was like, that's the greatest danger of adult chickenpox, apparently, is that the virus gets into your spine. He's like, it's extremely rare, but if that happens, that's not possible with kids, but it is with adults. And when I heard that, I was like, great. And then 2 days later, I just head to toe in these things. Maybe I'll put a picture up on the video. But actually, we might get banned from YouTube if we did that.
Didn't you have to stay in your flat for 3 weeks?
I did not leave my flat in London for at least 4 weeks, I want to say. Because once it heals up, imagine tiny little scabs all over your body.
Oh my
and think about how long it takes for a scab to go away. So what
did you do for food?
I would order in a lot, and eventually I would start walking to the grocery store with scarves on and stuff, and because even my face, I would see the look on people's face when they looked at me and they'd be like,
oh, that's sad.
It was gnarly.
But as you were telling the story, I was also thinking, because we weren't dating then, and when you got chickenpox, you had just gotten a new job and they fired you.
Yeah, that's another good story. So it was my second day. The first day on the job, I started feeling pretty bad. I just pushed through the day, and turns out that was the beginning of chickenpox. And on the second day, I woke up, I couldn't even lift my head off the pillow. Like the virus was making me overheat, and it was awful. And I emailed them. In fact, I called them and I said, "Look, I know it's my second day, but I'm like super ill. I can't come in." And they were like, "Don't worry about it. We understand. Like these things happen." And about 3 hours later, I had an email from the HR people saying, "We've terminated your employment effective immediately."
Which is so crazy. Did they give a reason? Or was it literally just because you had chickenpox?
Well, they didn't actually give me a reason. Basically, the lady just said to me, "These things happen all the time and would rather address it sooner rather than later." Like assuming that I was like bailing on my second day. Yeah. And I even spoke to a lawyer about wrongful dismissal, and he basically said to me the cost of taking them to court wouldn't be worth what you would win.
Yeah.
And he just said, like, nothing you can do about it. They paid me for the month, and I'm so glad I never worked there, because what a bunch of...
chickenpox.
What a bunch of chickenpox.
But as you were telling that story, I was thinking, because I forgot, because we weren't dating them, but we started dating shortly after you had chickenpox. And had you never been fired from that job, you would have never gotten your other new job.
True.
Which you came over to visit me whenever you had that new job. And it's just the chain of events that occurred after that, which allowed us to spend a lot of time together, date long distance for 5 years, and then eventually get married.
That is very true. A lot of it is crazy how that worked out, because the first job wasn't remote. I had to go into an office every day. Then when I got fired, I pushed really hard to find a job that was remote, got that, and then I was able to work from wherever. So when I came here for my little 90-day fiance sessions, I was able to work while I was here.
Yeah, which that's a story for another day.
Yeah, I think
our whole immigration story has to be just one sit-down long episode.
I was about to say, I could do an entire episode on my experiences at the border, because there are some serious ones.
Yeah, we don't want to talk about that. That was, well, I say it was a bad time for me. It was a bad time for you. Every single time you would come to visit me, you would disappear for 3 hours being interrogated in some border patrol. And I would have no idea if my boyfriend was going to make it into the United States.
And outside of the first time it happened, I was always confident that it would be fine. So I would just go through the motions. But the first time I legit didn't think I was going to be allowed in. So we'll save that. Stay tuned.
We'll pocket that. Okay, so... for people wondering, okay, I understand that it's a podcast. You guys are married. You're doing all of these things. Well, I had ChatGPT write up our bio. And I think that this, encompasses what we want seriously to be. So are you ready for me to read our show bio?
I'm down.
You could sound like a little less enthusiastic about it, and that would
Let's hear it. I love ChatGPT. I use it in my work all day. I wouldn't have a job without it.
Seriously is your new go-to for laughs and wait, did they just say that moments? Join Morgan and David as they dive headfirst into the hilarity of everyday arguments, relationship quirks, and the absurdity of current events. Their real-life banner and totally unfiltered takes will have you cracking up, rolling your eyes, and probably thinking, seriously, every step of the way. Perfect for anyone who loves a good laugh and a little bit of chaos.
David has an ulcer on his cornea. Seriously? I like it. I mean, look, it's a starting point.
Also, you might have noticed.
I think you can workshop it a little.
What? You don't like it?
No, I think it's great.
What do you want to workshop a little?
You just don't want it to sound AI.
Is that what you think?
I don't think
I said make it sound more conversational.
Oh, you did? Good. Yeah, wow, you're a prompt expert. No, it's not bad at all.
For everything.
Yeah, it's huge. And now you can train it in a way to not sound like a robot.
I've used ChatGPT to send you text messages.
Seriously?
Do you know which ones they are?
No, I can't think of any now.
Yeah, because they're so AI curated.
Your text message replies are one word. I'll send you long love letters and you'll be like, okay.
You haven't sent me a love letter since 2019. Which, speaking of, one of David's love letters helped him get into the country because they weren't going to let him into the country until they read a love letter that he wrote for me. Harley is like having a cardiac arrest, it seems.
He wants the attention.
Okay, so our podcast art, if you are kind of confused, that is, yes, in fact, baby David and baby Morgan.
Baby me. Little blondie.
Yeah, that's shocking to me that you had such blonde hair as a child.
I don't know how that works. I was a blondie.
Do you remember the story behind your picture? Or did your mom just send that to you?
That was the standard school picture. I think it was at what would you call it here? A daycare? What would I call it? I would call it preschool. It was preschool.
Yeah, that's what we call it.
It was called Panda Bear. Was the name of the place. It was so cool.
Preschool?
Yeah, like the outside area was all dusty, so like we would go and have like playtime.
Dusty.
It was like there wasn't any grass. It was super weird. Now that I think about it, it was weird. It wasn't like in the African plains, if that's what you're thinking. It was just
That was not what I was thinking. Just because you're from South Africa doesn't mean I think every life experience you had was in the desert.
My experiences in West Virginia would tell me otherwise, because people thought I went to school on elephant back. So that is a true story. But I think it's obviously just because the kids were playing out there so much, there wasn't much grass. So I just have these memories of coming in from, you'd call it recess, I'd call it break time, and they would wash our feet and we would take a nap on these like...
Who would wash your feet?
Like the people would help us. We would try it ourselves.
Your teachers?
Yeah.
What?
Why is that so weird? Because we were filthy. Imagine little blondie Dave running around going...
Why were you taking your shoes off?
Because I didn't want to play around in my shoes. Anyway, we would sleep on these little gym mats, and I don't know why I remember that. And then there would be a picture day, and one day, that's how I got my picture day.
I mean, picture day is pretty standard, I think, in every elementary school.
Yeah, but it wasn't elementary school. It was like baby time.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Preschool,
exactly.
My picture, that is my kindergarten picture. And when I tell you that this picture is infamous in Perry, where I grew up.
Yeah.
Like, I will see friends that I went to elementary school, middle school, whatever with, and they will still talk about this picture because I look so ridiculous, because I look like a baby fifth member of the Beatles, literally with my bangs curled under.
I wish I could look at it right now.
Helmet head. Like, literally. And the story behind this school picture is, I don't know, my mom had to go to work or something, I guess. My dad was in charge of getting me ready for picture day.
You can tell.
Yeah, exactly. And he decided to just curl all my bangs under.
So that's like style. That's not just I woke up like this.
No, he literally, I mean, God bless his heart, tried his best, but he did make me look like a mushroom on kindergarten picture day. And I mean, it's cute though. I have some personality flares with like the little cheetah, little collar, but that was the story of my picture day. My mom, I came home from school that day and my mom was like, please don't tell me that's how you looked. Imagine me as like a little kindergartner. My mom's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? Why do you look like that?
I didn't realize that that's not how you looked every day. That's just how you looked in that picture.
That's just how I looked in that picture.
And speaking of AI, I used AI to fill in the top of your head because it was cut out on the picture.
I wanted in this podcast episode, but I couldn't do it because we're using every last device that we have in this household.
This is what walking looks like. We use our phones as cameras.
2 phones for different views. We have the camera, and I needed the iPad so that I could do something while we were recording. But Dave needs the iPad to push the play button.
Record, yep.
On all of the cameras, so I couldn't use the iPad. But I wanted to put our baby pictures together in some sort of AI generation station to see what our future child would look like based on those baby pictures.
So you've got that?
No, I don't, because there's no way for me to do it.
Well, you'd have to do that before the show anyway.
I wanted to do it on the iPad.
What, like live?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We'll have to save that for another time.
Yeah. So we'll put a pin in it. Okay, Dave, what did you bring for your one point of discussion for the week?
It dawned on me yesterday. I hadn't really had any notes, but I'm just going to come out and say it. Have you ever weighed your poop?
What?
Yesterday, I weighed my poop.
You weighed yourself before you went to the bathroom and then
Yes.
after?
Exactly.
Are you
I have a
joking?
scale outside my bathroom, and I realized that if I weighed myself before and after, I could calculate
But
the
why?
difference. How interesting is that? You know, it reminds... It's like, have you ever been to a landfill? Have you ever like dropped something off at a landfill? As you drive in, they weigh your truck, and then they weigh your truck on the way out, and then
Do
they
you
charge
think that
you
I'm
the
going to
difference.
landfills on the weekend? Like, why would I ever go to a landfill and dump something
I'm just trying to get the like point across of like the concept, and that's like what I was thinking
But what
about.
sparked the idea?
I was like, well, because I guess it's a bit of a luxury or a privilege that I struggle to gain weight. So I was like,
You're so privileged.
maybe I should maybe I should weigh myself before poops, and that way I can like maximize that scale.
You know what? Your privilege is that you poop 3 times a day.
I do poop a lot.
I'm lucky if I go once a day.
Today I've only gone once, but usually it's at least 3 times. It's at least twice.
So you literally just thought this would be a good science experiment?
Well, I wanted to know how much of a difference it would make if I'm weighing myself before poops to measure myself and be like, oh, nice, you're gaining weight. But if I'm pooping, then weighing myself every day, I wanted to know what that difference is. Turns out it's 0.6 pounds. And I would say that wasn't even like an S tier poop. It was
what?
An S tier, like it's like above A. A super tier. I think it's S, it stands for super. But anyway, so yeah, 0.6 pounds.
A super tier? That's
you
not
get
in America. That's not a thing in America. A is number 1.
Yeah, you get A, but then the S tier is like way better than A.
No, that's not a thing.
Go
here.
on YouTube and look up
In South Africa,
no,
probably, or England.
No. We don't even have internet in South Africa. That's not true. If you go on YouTube and look up rankings of something like dog breed rankings, there'll be an S tier, and it's like reserved for like the best. Yes, that is a thing.
Well, then what's the point of an A?
Because A is still good, but like if you think of something in your mind that would be S tier.
My dog, Harley Daniels.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, yesterday wasn't an S tier, and it was 0.6 pounds, which tells me and right now I'm struggling to break 150 pounds. I'm just going to go out there and say that.
You're so brave. I'm really proud of you.
Not a big issue. Granted, not a big issue. But I was like 149.9 pounds before I pooped. So when I weighed myself, I was almost sub 149.
Yeah.
So if I'm trying to break into that 150, definitely weigh myself pre-poop.
Right.
That's the conclusion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, girl math is the opposite, because I went to the doctor last week for my allergies because they're beating me to a pulp. And they weighed me and they're like, well, we'll take 5 pounds off because our scales run big. And then they gave me, the poundage, and I'm like, oh, but I have to deduct my large coat that I have the biggest sweater I own in my closet. I'm wearing my Ugg boots, which obviously weighs 18 pounds, those Ugg boots. So I actually weigh 25 pounds less than what they said at the doctor's office. So I guess I can understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, but did you weigh yourself pre or post poop? Did you factor in poopage?
You know what? I actually have done it before, now that I think about it. Not here in this house, but when I used to live at home and I was trying to get a real, honest to God estimate of how much I weighed, I read or heard something. I didn't read anything anywhere. I probably saw it on TikTok, where you're supposed to like empty the bladder, all the things, and then weigh yourself naked, because that's obviously the truest form.
I mean, this is funny. To make sure that I had like an apples to apples comparison, the first time I weighed myself, I was wearing just my boxers.
You took off your boxers.
So now that I'm post poop, I'm not wearing my boxers anymore because I'm about to get in the shower. So to make sure it's apples to apples, I picked up my boxers and I held them in my...
What?
I'm standing on the scale naked, but to make sure that I'm accounting for the boxer weight, I'm holding them in my hand.
Why didn't you just put them back on? Okay, I have a follow-up question because this is going to lead into the next topic.
Isn't it fantastic how the one topic I brought to this has gone this deep?
Okay, was that the same day that we were up in the morning, we were all, getting ready for the day, what have you. You were down here. I was in the kitchen. I hear you rustling around down here. And I'm like, Bob, good morning. And you're still rustling around. I'm like, something is off here because you weren't answering me. So I opened the door to come down. You're going up. You're standing there in your underwear and that oversized hoodie that you're in right now. And you say, I forgot my pants. And I was like, how did you forget your pants? I think
that was the same day.
Wow. Yes.
I think that was the same day.
Yes.
Well, let's explain that your bathroom's upstairs, mine is downstairs. And because we don't have like the whole dual vanity situation going on. So I come downstairs with the clothes that I'm going to wear for the day so that when I shower, I put them on, and I forgot my pants. So I walked upstairs after doing a serious weight scaling session. With my oversized hoodie and just my boxers on. I think that was the same day. You're right.
Because I wanted to introduce something that I want to do every episode, and that is the Seriously Award of the Week.
Nice.
Because how many times? It's almost like I worked in broadcast for 10 years or something and got
all
paid
the good ideas,
pennies and cents to come up with these types of great ideas.
That's another reason we started a podcast.
Multiple moments I feel like in our lives per week where we look at each other and we're like, are you joking? You serious?
Yeah.
And so that's the Seriously Award of the Week. And if you have one and you want to throw me under the bus one week and I have one about you, that's fine. We can both say our Seriously Awards of the Week and then let people decide which one is the true winner.
Cool. I haven't had much time to think about this. Do you have one?
Yeah, and I just don't really do anything embarrassing ever, so.
Yeah, that's also true.
Just kidding. No, that's my Seriously Award of the Week is you forgetting your pants and walking around the house pretty much naked.
Yeah.
Because who forgets their pants?
Yeah.
You do that a lot.
Well, the thing is, I also hang my laundry down here. So a lot of the time I'll walk from the shower. This is our basement, by the way. I walk from the shower to the clothes hanger thing, or a very David thing, having a clothes hanger, and I take my pants off there, and this day there were no pants on it, so unlucky. Let me try think of one.
Although I will say now that I know that you weighed yourself pre-poop and post-poop, that could also be the Seriously Award of the Week. I think all of Wednesday morning, because I think that is what happened, is the Seriously Award of the Week.
Yeah, maybe I just self-nominate. And that's it.
Yeah, you can.
Because I don't have one for you. I'm sorry.
That's okay, honey. That's okay, Harley. Do you have one, Harley? He's
big
asleep.
dog. I'm proud of you, son.
He didn't bark one time.
Yep, he actually digs it. He just chills out, has a good time.
It. He's like, I
you
don't
know what? I
understand
haven't done one time.
Yeah, hit the thing. Go ahead.
Thank you for doing this with me. Thank you for doing another thing that you already do and make it feel like your work hours have gone up, because that's exactly what's happening.
How was my mood? I was working on my mood.
I'm not gonna lie, this morning I was a little worried
about my mood.
Yeah.
Why?
I was just getting vibes,
No, honestly, this morning I was in a better mood. If you ask me to do anything after 3:00, it's over. I'm getting ready for bed at 3:00 in the afternoon. My brain is just done, and not to mention, this setup is a lot.
It is, and we need to figure that out, because what do we do? Do we leave this here during the week?
Right, because I have other things to record during the week that needs 95% of this stuff. So
yeah.
So I happy this time?
Yeah, I'm happy if you're happy.
I'm happy.
Yeah, well, let's just keep going and keep walking.
Keep walking and keep talking, Dave.
Keep walking and keep talking.
Okay, hit the outro music, Dave.
I can't get that out of my head.
It's always going to be the Dancing with the Stars theme song.
Morgan and Dave, Seriously podcast.
Oh, claps. I like it.
All right. Like and subscribe. Okay, bye.